Here are the last 4 problems for the review to 1.6 and 1.7. This is an absolute value equation. Anytime you have absolute value, you must understand that the inside of the absolute value can either be positive or negative of whatever the answer is. So inside can be -9 or +9, and both will have an outcome of +9 for the answer. So we need to calculate when will 4x plus 7 equal to -9, and when will it also equal +9. So we're going to solve these two equations. So you will subtract the 7, you get 4x equals -16, you divide by the 4, and you get x equals -4. For the other one, you subtract 7, you get 4x equals 2, you divide by 4, and x equals 1/2. So the answers for number 10 are -4 and 1/2. For number 11, we need to get the absolute value part of this equation by itself. So we need to clean up the left-hand side. So we need to get rid of this 6, and then that will give us 2/3 times the absolute value of x plus 5 is equal to 10. And then you need to get rid of the 2/3. So you either divide by 2/3 or multiply by the reciprocal of 3/2. When you multiply by 3/2, that gives you 1 on the left-hand side and cancels out the 2/3. Over on the right-hand side, you will get 10 times 3, which is 30. Divide that by 2 to get 15. Now that we have the absolute value by itself, now we can split it up just like we did with number 10. So we're going to set x plus 5 equal to the positive 15 and also to the negative 15. Subtract the 5, you get x equals 20. Over here, you subtract 5 and you get x equals, okay, first of all, 15 minus 5 would be 10, so that would be x equals 10. Over here, when you subtract the 5, you get -20. And those are our two answers. Now on to number 12 and 13. With number 12 and 13, they are inequalities, but we still need to do the same thing as we did with number 10 and 11. So we've got some extra stuff going on the outside of the absolute value. We need to clean it up. So we're going to subtract the 18. That gives us 3 times the absolute value of 3x plus 2 is less than -12. You divide by the 3, and you get x, the absolute value of 3x plus 2 is less than -4. At this point, we need to realize that our absolute value is trying to say that it's a negative answer because we are less than -4. In no way can you have the absolute value outcome be negative, therefore this is no solutions. When we look at number 13, we will clean up the left-hand side to get the absolute value by itself. First, by adding 7, we get 4 times the absolute value of 2x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 44. Divide by the 4. That will give you the absolute value of 2x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 11. Now that the absolute value is by itself, we will split this up to be positive and -11. So 2x plus 5 is going to be greater than or equal to 11. And then for the -11, we need to flip the symbol because we multiplied that 11 by -1 to get -11, so that has to flip. Now we solve, so we subtract the 5, we get 2x equals -6, divide by 2, and you get x equals -3. Oops, not equals, but greater than or equal to. Over here, when you subtract the 5, you will get 2x is less than or equal to -16. When you divide by 2, you will get x is less than or equal to -8. So we graph these. So here could be -8, and here could be -3, and here would be 0. So for -8, we are less than or equal to, so we'll put a solid dot, and less than or equal to means going to the left. And for greater than or equal to -3, we are going to have a solid dot and an arrow going to the right. Now we do need to give the interval notation, so we're going to the left to and never stopping, so -infinity to -8 with a bracket, union, and then with a bracket from -3 to infinity. And that's it for the review.